Hi everyone, Happy New Year! Welcome to my very first YouTube video for 2024. I am Nolana Lynch and I am so excited to be here with you. I created this lovely shaker pocket with a whole lot of gold and white sequins, as well as I put together these pocket pages to create my title page for my Project Life Story hybrid album this year. I'm going to be using the 6x8 size again this year, and I can't wait to share how I created this title page with you and all my crafty plans for 2024. So let's get right into it. So I pulled out this vellum page from last year's Stories by the Month kit. I really loved it, and I punched out a whole lot of vellum, acetate, glitter, mylar, just all sorts of scraps that I've had from my December daily project that I thought would look really good with my opening page. I love sticking with the gold and white theme. Once I saw the neutral colors from this month's kit, I pulled that out. I was able to pull together my photo, as well as I created this little tag to go over the photo as well. And I'm gonna cut that down. It resembles one of the tags in the kit, but I wanted to add my own sentiment as well as my family name and put, the year on it and so forth. So I customized it in Canva using the color of that tag, and I also customized the January Stories of the Month tag to have black words and not red. So there was a bit of tinkering happening there, but I really love how it turns out, and I'm going to create a pocket behind the photo for some journaling about our wishes and prayers for the new year. So I'm just cutting this tag down. I printed it on the same photo paper that I use for my family photo. This is one of my favorite family photos that we took coming down to the end of last year, and I really love using them to open up our album because you can't waste good photos from a photo shoot. And so this is going to tuck right behind this photo. I could layer it either to go above a little the top of the photo, or to even show the January stories, but I decided to just pop it right down inside because there is January stories in gold foil, which is part of the Stories by the Month kit for January this year. And so cutting them down, making sure everything's even, and then I will go ahead and pop all these things together within my album. So it takes a bit of work, but once I have a plan for this all, I feel like it comes together very quickly. I am making sure that the width is about 1/4 inch or more, just smaller. The width of the tag is smaller than the width of the photo, so that when I glue or stitch around the photo, there will still be enough space for the tag to fit in there seamlessly. So that's something that always be mindful of, unless of course you're making attachers to create your pocket. This is also a time of year coming out of the heels of December daily. I love using my tools. I love having this little pen and punch, which works really well, but I also have to make sure that I line it up just to ensure that it's evenly done. And then I'm just punching a little hole in here to attach this. Now at this point, this tag can go either on the photo or on the tag across from the photo. So here is what it all looks like laid out. The January stories, I'm going to put these on the right hand side in a page protector, which has the 2 3x4 on top and the 4x6 below. I can also stitch along those lines and just add in little tags of what we're doing now, why I'm doing Project Life, how we spend the new year, who is part of our family right now. And I think that'll be a lovely introduction, because for that journaling on the tag, I really just had a brief overview of our desires and intentions for 2024. So I will probably add that in as I work through my pages, and I'll share those with you, my opening pages for January, for the first week of January. I'm also thinking I want to stitch this around. I think it'll be really cool to stitch it first and then add it in as the pocket there. But yeah, I try to stitch it with my sewing machine. I use my sewing machine quite a lot for the holidays, and the bobbin threads and the threads were just bungling up down in the bobbin holder. And so I had to do a bit of troubleshooting, and I just ended up gluing it, and it looked perfectly alright when I glued it. It works perfectly well. So I decided to not stitch the back photo on. I like having this little tag over it as well. I think it's cute. It says "You mean the world to me." It can also work on the right hand side of the page because it is the same colors. I just love these beigey colors starting the new year. It just kind of feels very dreamy. So this is what it all looks like. I got my sewing machine to work, so I stitched around the edges of the vellum, and then I have my pocket here. I did the small tag on the left hand side of the page. I have some journaling for 2024 in there to open up our story album for the year, and just brief journaling at this point in time. So I love this little pocket. I love having our family photo there. I love that we're sitting and it's, you know, relaxed. My favorite flower, the jacaranda, was in bloom for this photo, so I really love that they're in this picture. They bloom in spring here in Queensland, and I just love seeing all the shoots lined with purple, and I was so grateful that our photographer chose a park that had low-lying jacaranda trees so we could get photos with them. And that's it. Okay, so I'm just gonna punch this. I really loved, yeah, just having this confetti in here, but I'm just going to move it down so I could punch this side here. I think this vellum, yeah, one of these vellum pieces are stuck because I stitched over it. So let me just try and move the other piece. Or maybe that's just where they will stay. Alright, so punching these holes. And they're here. So this is my 2024 title page. So now I'm gonna talk you through the projects that I will do this year and how I plan to do them. Okay, so now that this is done, I have a few spreads here which I have been working on for the first few days of January, and I can't wait to share those with you. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you the projects that I've been working on for the past few days. So I started working on a baby album for my son. These I would have taken notes throughout his first year of life, so every month I would, you know, compile notes on things that he's been doing. I used the dividers from a previous One Little Word album and made some custom labels to put the dates that each photo was taken, and this is what I would have done each month. I would have had a photo of him during that stage and just some notes on what he'd been doing. I have his footprints from the hospital when he was a newborn that they took. I can show you it here. And what I did was I scanned these. They're embossed. I scanned them and I created little icons with them, which I used throughout the album. And so this was just a month-to-month album, and it looks the same from month to month. I kept it very simple. I did this after I finished my December daily album this year, and I was finished by the new year. So I really love how it turned out, and then I loved having like the little photos every month to show side by side of how much he'd grown. And then I did one for Well, he's now 25 months, but I did a spread for his second birthday, and then I will either choose to continue doing this for every birthday until the album is full, and maybe just continue on with a birthday spread for him in an album every year, or I'll decide where I take this project. But this was what I worked on for the first the last few days of last year into probably the first 1 or 2 days of the new year. Following this, I'd like to also have this year be what I call a catch-up year. I don't think I've ever really done this before, in terms of when I finish my year with the December daily, the following year, if there were items in Project Life that have not been finished, I have not been able to do that because I get really excited about all the new projects, and each year has its own plethora of projects to work on. And so what I decided to do this year is do a simplified version of our Project Life story album. I will focus mostly on stories this year and intentional storytelling, which should free up my time to just finish up these albums from last year. So I got up to the point of September last year where so this is August and this is the end of August, and then I put the photos in for September. And this is where I got to in this album, putting the photos in for the start of September, because then we traveled for a month until almost the end of October, and when I returned, I was full swing in December daily. So what I want to go back and do is finish up until September before we left for our trip, and then I will be doing about 3 travel albums to document our trip, which will take me to the end of October. And then I will decide on doing a November album and a December album. The November, of course, I will do, but the December is a bit debatable since I do December daily. However, I've realized that there are so many little stories throughout December that never really get told because we focus on a story a day in December daily. So I would like to do a Project Life for December this year, and so that was my plan for at least the first quarter of this year, to catch up on my Project Life from last year while concurrently doing the Project Life story album for this year. And I can't wait to just share everything that I create with you all. Another project that I'd like to work on this year is finishing up my 2022 Project Life album. Now I have a lot of documenting for 2022. I have travel albums that were separate. I have all the projects that I did. I did Life Travelers Notebook, Life Crafted albums. I did stories for my son separately and story albums separately, as well as week in the life, day in the life. So I have all those projects, but somehow I feel like because it was my son's first year of life, I would like to have a complete Project Life for that year. So this is the second album that I've done, and this one starts May. So I have January to April done, and I have May to about June done in this album, and then I would like to do July to December, and I would feel comfortable with that. So these are the main things that I will be working on over the next few months. Some pocket pages and stories, and just getting our stories told. So I really look forward to spending time with you and sharing my process with you here on YouTube and over on my Instagram channel. And I thank you for being here with me. I thank you for being a subscriber. I thank you for watching my videos, for liking my videos, for commenting. I'm really happy about the community that we've built and the friendships that we've made in this community. So thank you so much. I wish you all the very best for 2024, and I pray that all of your dreams come true and that you have a wonderful time documenting your life as you go along the way. Take care, guys. Bye.